Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ibadihi alladhina istafa. Amma ba'du. Farabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Wa qul rabbi adkhilni mudkhala sidqin wa akhrijni mukhraja sidqin waj'al li min ladunka sultanan nasira. Bismillah wa billah wa tawakkaltu ala Allah. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Verse number 104 of chapter Al-Baqarah, second chapter of the holy book of Quran. We read it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la taqulu ra'ina wa qulu unzurna wasma'u walil kafirina adhabun alim. Sadaqallahul Azim. This verse is also have a connection with Israelite. Though Allah is not naming them here in this verse, and Allah is telling only the thing that He wants to tell mu'mineen, believers, and that is giving a behavioral etiquette to them and telling them how to be in the meeting, how to talk, how to ask question, how to Allah, of course, Allah explain all those things and all those etiquette and behavioral protocols that Allah teaches. And some of them even He mentions in this universal book, even how to sit, how to come to somebody's home, how to talk to somebody, how to talk to people, how to talk to parents, how to talk and how to behave to everybody. Allah is not sparing one thing that He is not told. He gives most of the general commands that can cover all those behavioral practices that man can do or he can practice. All those things are covered, and here specifically Allah is telling one thing to believers, that they should be careful when they talk. When they talk, they should use words that have correct meaning and fixed meaning, and not having different possibilities in the meaning and the word, so that it can give a chance to those who are not believer or who are seeking some weak point in the believers, so that they can make their points and they can score some points against them. So Allah is telling mu'mineen to be careful when they utter something. That is very, very being so much conscious and cautious about mu'mineen's behavior, and Allah is teaching them. That is a training of man to be strong in his talk, like that he is strong in his behavior, like he is strong in his character, that he is strong in all those other aspects. Even his financial strength is meant, and Allah wants everybody to be strong in his all aspect. And here in this verse especially, Allah is telling mu'mineen, believers, to be stronger and determined and understanding and knowing the words and words meaning, and then how to use them and when to use them and where to use them. All those things are mattered here in this verse. And of course in the words, very small number of words are used in this phrase and this sentence and this ayah, but the meaning is a very big meaning, and telling mu'mineen and bringing them to a cautionary stance, so that they can ponder and they can contemplate and understand that when Allah is so much conscious, or he is heedful of their talk, so he wants them to be strong and not have any weak point for others to find in them and point towards them a finger of blame or something. Allah is saying here, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, O those who have become believers. La takulu ra'ina. As we have said before, takulu is from kala yakulu, and this kala yakulu can stand in the place of fa'ala yaf'ulu, and it can give meaning of that, and it has a vast meaning that according to the point from where we are getting the meaning from the words that is used, the context of the statement, meaning can be changed to that from kala yakulu. So kala here mentioning to uttering of something. There, when there was a sitting and meeting between believers and the Prophet, most of the time Prophet was talking to people and he was explaining the words of Allah, and he was explaining the Sharia, and he was giving guidelines to Mu'mineen, and all those needed explanations were being done. Most of the time they had this kind of meeting. Sometimes some newcomers and some people who were a little behind, or they were a little bit far from the sitting of the Prophet, and they could not hear him, or hardly they could hear him. So when he was explaining the situation, or he was explaining the words of Quran, or he was explaining other codes of Sharia, he was telling all those things, and here some who were not listening to him, or they were heedless, or maybe because of being some point far from him, they could not hear him, or hear him hardly. So they shouted, or they called in the big voice words like Ra'ina, O Prophet, you have us with you, and you pay attention to us. Ra'ina means you attend us too, have an attention to us too. The actual meaning of Ra'ina is this, and that was enough, and the Prophet was understanding that, and he was attending them and giving them attention, and their words he listened, and he was responding to them. But here some who were there just to have mockery in the meeting and make fun of it, and take some jokes from that, they take this Ra'ina words and change it a little bit and said Ra'ina. So when it comes from Ra'ina to Ra'ina, changes the meaning, and it gives a meaning of shepherd, or our shepherd. Ra'i is somebody who is working as a shepherd, and taking animals, and taking these cattle and goats and these sheep to the jungle, and where there is a grass or these things, so they can take grass and eat grass on this. So this shepherd is meant by Ra'ina, and they changed the word Ra'ina that were being uttered by Mu'mineen to Ra'ina, and in this way they were trying to mock the Holy Prophet. They tried to make fun of him. Allah is saying, O believers, you don't care about them, what they say or what they do or I will take care of them. But you yourself, you correct yourself. Do not make mistakes. Do not give weak point to others. So be strong in your talking, be strong in your utterance. Bring the words that have a very firm and confirmed meaning and that they cannot be played with. So Allah is telling them, O Mu'mineen, you use at the place of word Ra'ina the word Unzurna. Wakulu Unzurna. You say, see towards us, look at us. This is the meaning of Unzurna. So word change, meaning have changed, and now they cannot play with that. And they now stopped it, and Mu'mineen, after that, they use the word Unzurna. And in this way, only this is one point and one ayah and one sentence, but Allah have given a whole big lesson to Mu'mineen, and that is to use stronger words when they talk, when they utter, and the meaning should be fixed. Do not use any loose words which have different meanings and they can be changed or they can be used as a weak point. So this is a big lesson that Allah is giving them. Though in the circumstances that they are put in the commentary books are that these Stanic work that was being done, it was being done by Jews, and because all those talks in these ayat are meant for them, and they are the one who are center of discussion in all these words. Maybe Allah has not mentioned that, but because all those ayat and surrounding verses all about Israelite, maybe these people who were doing this work of making mockery and making fun of believers about these words, they may be Jewish people. And so Allah is telling Mu'mineen here, in between Allah has put this verse, Allah is telling them, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, la takulu ra'ina, do not use the words ra'ina. This word should not be used because it can be used as a weak point of view, and they can use it and play with that as to make fun of you and your prophet. Wakulu unzurna, but you use the word unzurna and wasmau. Allah is saying that here Allah is giving another command, another verdict is given by Allah with imperative tone, that and be good listener. Wasmau means that keep listening. You shouldn't be heedless and irrelevant when there is a talk from the Holy Prophet is going on and he is giving a khutbah or he is explaining or he is making a sermon or something. Be careful to listen and not to give any chance to other people to interrupt your listening, and be careful. Wasmau. Allah is just saying that if these kind of things happens, it is because some of you, maybe they are irrelevant there, sitting there when the sermon is going on, and they are not so much heedful, or they are somehow have loose ear and they are not listening quite with attention. So be quite attentive to this and listen to what the Holy Prophet is saying. Allah is not naming anybody to be blamed in this verse. He has not named it, but at the end of this verse, Allah is giving a very big warning to whom they were the real cause of this ayah, and they were the reason for revealing of this ayah from Allah, and Allah had this protocol announced. Walil kafirina azabun alim. Allah just gave this phrase to warn those who are interrupter, who are making fun of mu'mineen by using these words and some words that are used by mu'mineen, and they take it in their play, and then these people, this Satan, this follower of Satan, we can say, they make fun of them. So Allah is not naming them, but giving a decree, a general decree, that walil kafirin, those who are unbeliever, they should know that there will be a azab alim, punishment, a painful punishment waiting for them. And may Allah save us and keep us secure from all those punishment and all those chastisement. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you all.